To implicate all of Islam for the actions of a few who twisted a great religion is unfair and un-American. Freedom and tolerance will always defeat tyranny and terrorism. And that's the great lesson of the 20th century, and we must not abandon it here in the 21st.
Can you believe the condescending, soaring rhetoric that means nothing? As if terror ever was beaten by freedom rather than bullets. As if enemies of this nation and our ideals and values were ever defeated by anything other than resolve and unity and freedom. To suggest that, as the mayor said, we would feed the false impressions that some Americans have about Muslims. Mr. Mayor, your condescension, your patronizing tone, and your elitism overwhelm, and I must say, I find just utterly repellent and repulsive and contemptuous of everything that is appropriate on the part of one of our political leaders. The idea that you would speak in such a way for 70% of Americans who oppose the unseemly idea of building a mosque near Ground Zero, for you and your arrogance and your elite superiority to suggest that you have a better idea of what is right, of what is appropriate, and yes, what is American. You know, I think you owe people an apology, Mr. Mayor. And I think you should recall that when you start talking about what is un-American in this country, that you really need to take into account those who are American. In this case, 70% of Americans. And we're not such dolts and fools and so inferior to your magnificence, Mr. Mayor, that we deserve to be simply disregarded in your perspective. Perhaps we deserve to actually be represented by our elected officials, if you don't think that's asking too much, Mr. Mayor.